Okay. Hey. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hey. Yes, we have audio. Great. Okay, we're live. Hey. Perfect. We're here. We did it. We've made it. It was a long journey. Yeah. Lala says, "Yes, we hear your sounds." Hey, Lala. How you doing? How's the week been treating you? Um. Yeah. So we haven't streamed since last Sunday. Kind of had some weirdness going on. It's been a weirdly busy week on my end. Lala's been living. Good job, Lala. We're proud of you. I'm sure you're doing great. Um, yeah, I don't know. Work has picked up a little bit for me, so I've started getting a bit busier, which is probably good. Uh, but then yeah, I've just been doing other things in the background, working on new things, trying to play around and learn how to do YouTubey stuff. But anyway, we're streaming tonight, and we're playing that one game, the What Remains of Edith Finch. I didn't forget. You forgot. But yeah, so this was recommended as kind of a good in between game by I believe Hatun actually, if I remember correct. Last Sunday. I'm glad your job is getting more hours. So you have money to fix everything Larry's gonna break. Larry. Okay, so I'm gonna be 100% real about Larry. So Larry is still inside of the box. I haven't opened it. I'm thinking I don't know, maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out like what to like when to do that. So maybe we'll do that for like tomorrow's stream or maybe Tuesday's stream, but at least for the moment Larry's still inside the box. I have to say, and I mean I messaged about this on Discord. It's not a joke. Like I don't know how the like it's literally like so I got home. I had to go pick Larry up because they shipped him to the wrong address. They shipped him to my old address. And so I had to go over there and be like, "Hey, I'm so and so and this package I think was supposed to go to me." And they're like, "Okay, cool. Well, you're wondering where this weird box came from." I'm like, "Yeah, it's just a normal box. There's nothing weird inside of it. Why are you looking at me?" And I left. Um yeah, so I had to go get the had to go so it was misdelivered first of all. And then the within I don't know 30 minutes of me bringing it home, putting it in my room, I've turned on my computer. It's all booted up, and I'm like opening up like a YouTube video or something, and my headphones make a huge pop sound, and then just like everything crashes on my computer, and it takes me like I don't know 15 minutes to get everything rebooted. Because like it kept crashing is the thing. Like I would shut it down, fully reset it, try to turn it back on, it would be crashed again. So I did it like 3 times before it was finally working. And I like to think that I'm a pretty rational, skeptical person. That that gave me a moment of real concern for what maybe I had brought into the house. Like there was a little voice in the back of my head that was like, this could be a bad idea. Also, don't leave him in too long. Maybe that's another reason he's mad. No, it's fine. Also, actually, maybe it's not Larry. Maybe it's Mildred. She's mad you brought someone else home. I'm seeing someone else behind Mildred's back. Um, so I don't know. And maybe this makes me a crazy person, but like after my computer like crashed for like the third time, wouldn't boot up. This is unbelievable. So and I felt pretty crazy just like actually like I talked to the box for like 10 minutes. And so nothing nothing has happened since then. Although I keep feeling like I hear things, but I don't know if that's just like me being paranoid and like listening for things that aren't there or just like being extra attentive for like every little thing now. Like it's like a little like bug in my brain. I don't know. It's probably fine. But like now you're hyper aware of normal noises. That's what I'm pretty sure that's all it is. Like again, like I think it's like all in my head and just like coincidences. Because like there's nothing that's like so weird, right? Like my computer crashes a lot. That's just probably a hella coincidence that happened at that moment. Um, and like, and I get woken up I wake up all the time in the middle of the night anyway from like random stuff. And so I can't be like, it's like, Larry's waking me up in the night making weird scratchy noises. And it's like, well, no, I think the scratchy noise has probably always been there. I'm just like a terrible sleeper. Like I wake up at like the lightest thing. So like upstairs neighbor laundry. Yeah, they're still doing that sometimes. I've started sleeping with like, I've got like my one head against a pillow and I've got like a single like AirPod in my other ear with just like a low volume podcast playing to kind of like drown out extra noise. And that's working so far. I keep meaning to look into, because I think Lala suggested the headband that goes right around your whole head and else is like Bluetooth or something. I might look into that if it continues, but Lala says my earbuds have a white noise setting too. That sounds kind of nice. Suggested those. Yeah, so I might look into something like that. We'll see. At least for now, it's okay. I don't think Larry's cursed. I don't know, like, again, like, it's all probably just in my head. If something really wild happens, especially like once I open up the box, then maybe we'll talk. But it's like at this point, like I'm just like I'm being respectful of the box. You know, I'm allowing that, you know, that small fractional percentage chance that it's genuine to be respectful. I'm probably gonna. I found out there's like a crystal shop or like a new age shop near where I live. I might go pick up a couple of, I don't know, anti-curse things just for the funsies, just in case. Yeah, so that's my life. Things are going so good. But yeah, so tonight we are playing What Remains of Edith Finch. Let me go over and remove her here. Boom. So with your luck, you'll get the make curse stronger crystals. I mean, I sure hope not. I'm gonna be real upset. I'm pretty sure you can sue somebody if they sell you cursed crystals, right? I think you'd probably make a case for that. Be like, I bought these crystals and my life got worse. I think that'll hold up in court. I mean, ghosts are legally recognized by court systems, so I feel like I could at least have a case as far as that goes. Perhaps. And yes, that's the thing. I watched a YouTube video about it. YouTube wouldn't lie to me. Therefore, ghosts are real, legally. That's all that matters. But yeah, so we don't have the game up yet because, yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, law is a wild place. But, so I don't have the game up yet because the game automatically started. Like, once I opened the game, it just, like, immediately jumped into the game. And so I basically just like hurried and paused it, adjusted all the settings, and then I just closed it again. I don't know what that's going to do. If it's going to just like restart my game or if it's going to remember like that I was where I was. If it is, I'll just have to try to see if I can just like reboot or restart a new game file or something. But it's it looks cool. I think Hatoon occasionally has good taste. And actually, you know what? This seems like a pretty cool game. I think Hatoon nailed a good choice. It's rude to say mean things about Hatoon when Hatoon cannot defend Hatoon, you know? I prefer a fair fight. How do I open this game again? Uh-oh. There it is. Just a second. Hopefully this will just launch. We'll see. Who would dare? I can't... Lol, I can't believe it'd be you. Oh, that's loud. I don't know if it's saved any of my settings. That seems like it's just as loud as it was. I did mark it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can, fix that again. Okay, oh no, that is going to be the other thing. Okay, so it seems as though perhaps controller support is not an option. Go to the audio. No, it saved my settings. It's just stupid loud no matter what I do, I guess, when I start. Okay, but this is essentially where the game starts. Like, it just, like, starts you right here off on the boat. What Remains of Edith Finch? Oh. Well, this has gotta lull you into false insecurity in normal conversation where I hit you with a read. That's heckin' loud, it's true. Is it still heckin' loud? Hold on. It is still heckin' loud. What? Oh, it's because it gets quiet anyway, like when I'm in the dadgum menu, that's why. Okay, how's that? That seems a little better. I might actually... even one more notch down, actually. Okay, we'll try that. If that ends up being too quiet on the voice, I'll turn it back up. So we got a book.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that.
Nope.
I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Oh. Okay, and I am actually gonna... Sorry, I'm playing with things a little bit. I'm gonna turn the dialogue up quite a bit, actually, because it was quite quiet. And yeah, it is mouse and keyboard, so that's gonna be super cool. But we'll live with this.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Okay. Flower. Pretty isolated look. Oh, I got a mailbox. It's the same as your... Okay.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Okay, the way that works is like really weird. It's like motion control, like or like not motion control, but like I have to like physically pull up and down on things.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh. No, I hit all the letters. No. Really immersive. I like it. Her arm's not broken. I'm guessing this is the
In her
past.
will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Sure. Oh, there's two paths. Interesting. Yeah, so this is... So I think you're right, Lol. I think the boat was present day, but this is kind of like a flashback in a sense. I don't know why I took the scary dark path.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Cool. This looks
The woods
really
around
nice.
the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
I love how, like, the dialogue's, like, in the environment. That's a really nice touch. It's just that, like, extra little bit of work.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
That is... I mean, this is the house from Hello Neighbor. I mean, look at all that nonsense on the side. Got a basketball hoop. Oh! And I guess there's the... Wait, there's a deer. Hold on. We're gonna find the deer. What is this game about, or do you know, lol, says lol. Cena, you scared the deer. Quiet. We're gonna sneak up on him. He'll never see us coming. The fool. No. Thinks he's cleverer than us. Is this just the same way back that I went? Probably. I just like to explore things, you know?
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Oh, I got an achievement for that. Take both roads to the house. That's interesting. So I guess you... Okay, well, fine. But yeah, so as far as I know, this game is essentially about Edith Finch, and she's coming back to her family house after many, many years away from it. And I guess she's basically trying to figure out like what happened to her family. Is kind of like the long and short of it. Like the rest of her family is like dead, maybe? And she's kind of... Oh, that's not right. Hold on. Turn on VSync. Okay, yeah, I was getting screen tears a little bit. Cena says, poor Edith. Yeah, it's this isn't like the funnest, happiest time kind of game. Missing Milton Finch. That's not a good sign. Yeah, that is essentially the point of this game, is like we're trying to find out what happened to everybody. I mean, and she stated in the dialogue like a minute ago, like she's inherited the house, which implies that... Do you have any information about Milton? That's not a good sign. Oh, why so many signs about Milton Finch?
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly.
My glasses! I can't see without my
I was afraid of
glasses!
the house.
Cena. Also, Cena, how you doing, by the way? How are things?
Crawling
wait.
through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Oh, well, I didn't want to...
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Okay, so Edith is 17, we've confirmed. At least, I guess, at this moment of the story. So I think we're thinking at this moment right now is probably a flashback. Well, I guess I entered before I got a look at the house. Didn't want to do that, but I guess I'm here. Hopefully I can go back out.
For the first time in years,
2010.
I felt like I was home.
Looks pretty good for being abandoned for 7 years. I bet it looks like a curse. I mean, you probably ain't wrong.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Loving memory. Lewis Finch. November 21st, 2010. Beloved brother to Edith... 1980. Oh. Son of Don. Great-grandson to Eddie. Memorial Service, Finch Family Cemetery. Okay. So that must be what she's talking about. Edith, Eddie, Lewis, Don. Yeah, so she's mentioned that she hadn't been home since her brother died in 2010. There's a lot of mess.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Chinese pretty good, though.
Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Hot Molly.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Yeah, so basically there's just like a lot of questions about what happened. And Edith is trying to...
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
That's a really ominous thing to say.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Oh. Is this like that guy who built his castle in the swamp? The third one stayed up. Okay, so there's...
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Fair enough. I like how it narrates everything. It's a nice touch. And I have to manually turn everything.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Very cool. Barbara Finch. Okay, lovely. Oh, wait, was there something over here to look at? Nope, okay. Just trying to get all the little juicy tidbits, you know. Oh, that's excessively locked. That is excessively locked. That is incredibly excessively locked. What's up with that? So many books stacked up weirdly.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
I would say so. I think, like, essentially everything. Who had so many books? Who was the bookie? I guess I don't get a...
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
That's rough. So Milton, when missing Lewis, did die.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Okay, what? Oh, she did seal up all the bedrooms. That's, Molly, that's a weird thing to do. That's unusual behavior.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Is that the one? Oh, that is the one.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
What? I don't know what it wants me to... Oh, there it is.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Oh, that's weird. Hold on. Let's go back over to the other stuff. Edith seems to be willing to just kind of narrate whatever silly thing I do, so... Look at all these photos and stuff. It's kind of impressive. Barbara.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Barbara. Oh, that's such a weird thing to do. To, like, once somebody dies, you just, like, seal their bedroom, put the death date on it, and be like, alright, no more of that person. There's an upstairs?
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
My friend Bigfoot. Ah, me and Barb would get along so good. Bill Button is Bigfoot. Okay, so Barbara Finch was some kind of a big shot child actress, perhaps. Sven and Eddie. 64 and 2010. So Eddie died in 2010 as well as Lewis. Gregory. 76 to 77. Calvin. 50 to 60. These are not long amounts of time. They're only allowed to be used twice, I guess, is long. And it's a strange policy. Alright, well. And why wasn't this one sealed up? It's also like been like meticulously emptied. Very strange. Listen, my youngest nephew's name is Gregory. Tell him to watch out. What a weird...
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Oh no, we're about to find out what happened to Milton. Did he
Reading
get...
this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Oh, maybe you
But
did.
I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
I'm saving. Uh-oh.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Yeah, where's the people she's talking about? She mentioned that, like, somebody had drilled peepholes in all the doors. I couldn't find anything to peep when I was clicking on all the doors around, but... Who is Molly? 1947, that's a
I
hot
got the
second.
sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
1934 to 1939 1947. 1937, 1947. Ooh. No, I have to...
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's pretty silly. This is really bizarre. Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Oh dear.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Yipes.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
1947? No, yeah, that tracks. I think that was about as early as the 1920s that it started being a thing.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
I like how Christopher's eating the words. It's winter. I'd assume they're at Child Heights as Lala. This child is poisoning herself, apparently. No, she's doing great. It has
I
no
kept
toothpaste.
eating and eating.
That's not right. Yeah,
I ate
that's...
a lot of things that night.
Yeah, about that.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Why?
Suddenly, I was a cat.
Okay. Oh. Can I... Oh. I can jump.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Oh, this is weird.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her.
This is...
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Okay. So I'm like being really quiet because like this is just like... It is...
Rabbits.
What am I looking for? Oh, there it is. I got the rabbit.
I
Angry for
imagined
death,
his
it
face
seems.
looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew
I
off
think
to
owls
find
still
something
chews.
bigger.
I think owls do have to chew,
A
I'm pretty
mama
sure.
rabbit.
A mama rabbit. What
She was
is...
almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Okay, sure. It's just a shark. Alright. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Come along, Molly Shark. Oh.
I
Oh.
rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Aha. Of course there's a seal
I
here.
wanted fat, juicy seals.
I missed it. Give me that seal. Nom nom nom, apparently.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Okay. This is going places. Aha. You think you can run away from me? Oh my god. How do these control... I don't know how these controls control.
I grabbed on
I got it.
tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Oh.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
What game is Hatun forcing me to play? Hatun says it's a good game. Molly's angry at her mom, it seems. Oh, hey, Hatun. I didn't see you come in here. Hatun says
I
it's a
was
good
big,
game.
But I moved real quiet.
I'm gonna get you. I got him. I think Molly might have had some kind of issues, not gonna lie.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
This is... So, how's Hatun doing? How is Cena and Lala? Yeah. Oh, so I have a headache. Probably looked at too many screens today for too long. Don't do that. Uh-oh.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
What crazy... She's still a monster.
I
So,
slithered onto the sand, and
Okay,
the
so I'm
good
just a
smell went into an old pipe.
I'm still a slitherer. I'm starting to see why Molly may have given herself food poisoning on account of... Oh, hey. Isn't this just where I
got
was?
closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
So Molly ate herself to death? Ooh. Also, I just realized, didn't they have a cat named Molly?
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Can I look under the bed and check for monster? Toothpaste in the 1940s had soap in it. Ah, delicious, though. Even in modern times, toothpaste has poison control information on it. Ah, toothpaste is fine. What's a little toothpaste gonna do to you? So, was that all you needed to do? No, not yet. There's still something I need to do here. Oh, I can... Oh, this seems safe.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
Sure.
Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Dragon kills Finch. Built 1937, Sven Finch. Edie won't go. 72-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of a little forest fire.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
When a family day out at Druid World. I want to go to Druid World. That sounds awesome.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
That's very nice of her.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Granny's a paste eater confirmed. So rude. Could have hallucinated it. Mom had to give me and one of my sisters mom to do some eating this when we were little. Okay, sorry. Ooh.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann.
Yikes.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Bold move to sail with a house.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Yeah, they're having a fun time. Great. Okay, can I... How do I get out of this? Oh. Okay.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Mysteries of Death and Thereafter. Oh, their room got sealed up too. A lot of books.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
No. Why would you do it, Edie? Not the bathroom.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
He sealed up the bathroom. There's a secret in this bathroom I spent in Edith Finch. A classic.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
Oh.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Why is that? Why would that be a thing? Why? This kind of impressive families continue 500 years with so much young death in it. Why does the carpet look like coral? That is...
Ben gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Calvin Finch. This is such a... I mean, alright. Guess we're going this way. Milton, not the swing. Couple turns land into a native haven. Oh. Early work on... Okay. Fort Calvin. Fort Sam. I had a nice little separation between them.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Explore the universe.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
1950, 1961. Oh, yikes. That's fancy.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, how do I... Okay, I'm a swinger.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Oh, wow. Good swans, Calvin.
I'm gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
Oh, wow.
then maybe
Go,
he'd still
Calvin.
be here. But I doubt it.
You got this. They don't believe in
think
you,
he'd
but I
already made up
do.
his mind.
Oh, you're gonna make it. You got this.
That's what I want to remember about my
Holy
brother.
crap. Yes, you did it. You mad lad.
The day he
Oh.
made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Oh.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I like how we're starting by learning about how all the kids died. That's a fun time.
After the funeral, Edie roped off
Can you
Calvin's
say I'm a
house to the
swinger
room.
on the internet, says Lala? Oh. I see.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Have you ever done a 360 swing, Gray? That's about how I'd imagine it going, says Lala. I think it could be great. Trying to... I feel like I just like swing my mouse around until like the game's like, oh yeah, that's the angle you're supposed to do it. That's weird. That seems like a lot of work. Oh, I guess, well, I didn't want to, hold on. I want to make sure I didn't miss something. Okay, I guess. This kind of show, like, I guess Grandpa Sam was really into the military. And Calvin was super into space. And there's, yeah, the point where Calvin stops marking his height. That's... Have you checked to see if you can see Edith? Some first-person games don't bother. Oh, we can see... Well, I mean...
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Wait, I can go to 2 different spots? Oh, this is back out to the... Okay. So I'm going into Barbara's room. Okay, okay. Gotcha. To answer your question, Lala, we can see Edith, as it were. We can see she has got a ring necklace-y thing, and a jacket, and a sweater, and a bosom. How do I get... There we go. Imagine having to live in a room that you share with your brother who died as a kid. Yeah, that's wild. Let's just hang on. Look down again.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
I mean, she was in a movie, it looks like. She was in a single movie. Look down again, yeah? Looking down. She looks Perganonant, says Satoon. She might be Perganonant. I don't like to... I never want to be the one to assume that a woman is Perganonant. Because, as a man, when you assume that of a woman, you can become quickly the big trouble. So I wasn't going to say anything about that. But if you all want to make that suggestion, that's fine. How'd you win awards for My Friend Bigfoot? I mean, her hands look thick enough for that to be a prego belly rather than a fat belly. It's true. Cartoon says a woo man. I don't know what the correct terminology is. That's... Is that a birthday cookie? Barb Street.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
I mean, that kind of is a thing. Is like if you're a child star, like you have like this like one breakout thing, but then like you kind of grow up and never really again known for anything. Like, I mean, history has shown us again and again that tends to be a rough situation. Dreadful
Of all the
stories.
stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
That is a wild thing that people can
As
just
a
do.
child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
I don't know if that's a
Unfortunately,
boost.
her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan,
I mean,
and
puberty does
current
that.
boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that
Wilhelm?
was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So
Oh.
Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
How does this
I'll be back in
random
a sec.
how does this random magazine know?
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
This is...
She reached for the music box.
Oh, I have to do it. When child stars end up in the media again as adults, it's not usually good things. That's true. Oh.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Wait, so how did Rick... Why would Rick relock the door? Uh-oh.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
We're armed and dangerous. Let's go. I like the cell shading in this segment. Like, I do like the whole art of this game is great. Like, because I mean, this game is like, you know, 8 years old, but like it still holds up. Oh, this is the table saw he cut himself on. Surely Rick wouldn't have cut himself.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Why was he ever a doctor? That feels like that should have... I feel like you lose like your right to be called a doctor like once you cannibalize your own family, right? Yes. Good practice swings, Barbara. We're ready. I'm gonna give the Hookman killer.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Barbara dated her biggest fan. Maybe Rick is a trick. Say maybe the boyfriend told him, but maybe he's dead. Sven cut himself, not Rick.
Oh dear!
Oh dear.
Oh.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
I like the knockoff Halloween music that's playing too. It's a nice touch. Were they giving out apples on Halloween? Pfft, that's why they're cursed. Look, it's great. Oh dear. Look, sometimes you have to exclamate in exactly the accurate way to exclamate. Oh wait, that's right, Walter was...
Walter,
Oh.
are you there?
We're gonna punch a kid?
Walter had vanished.
No.
His bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
There's no way
I
that's
returned,
real.
saw the hook man, and... was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Is this real? Also, I heard the read.
He was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
What happened to Walter? Why is there actually a hook man?
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Now we're in Molly's room again.
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Great comic. So he should have closed the secret passage on both sides and nobody would have known. No, not Hook Man.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Was Barbara really attacked by a Hook Man in her? That's also, it was a gang of hoodlums, wasn't? Oh no, wait, Barbara, watch out for the roller skate. There we go. Also, if we've accidentally killed Rick, that would be very unfortunate.
The Hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
You're having a terrible night. Oh my gosh, can I push? I can push the chair. Let's go. Also, why is she still armed with a crutch?
Door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Not the inside of the house.
Oh dear.
dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
What? Well, that seems like in poor taste. Wait, so she...
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Well, what happened, though? Like, that wasn't really a conclusive explanation of anything, actually. Like, are we gonna get a better explanation? What about... I don't think that's how Barbara died. No, I don't... I'm pretty sure that's not accurate. Like, if anything, like, I feel like you could... That could also be so easily, like, read as, like, she eloped with Rick. Because, like, they both disappeared. But also, like, that story must have, like, completely been made out of a whole cloth. Because, like, the only person who would have known anything was Walter. Potentially. But I guess we know how to get into the basement.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Yeah, that's because you're bad at being a curious child, I guess. I break everything that I touch. The answer upstairs is broken, though. Oh, was it? I'll check that. Ah. Well, hold on. Going back upstairs. Hold on. I want to see this broken banister you speak of. Because, like, if a hookman attacked, then, like... Oh, it is broken, I guess. Well, it's... No, they fixed it. What are you talking about? Good as new. So, I mean, there's definitely, like, something happened, I guess. No, so she could have pushed Rick over the banister and accidentally killed him. When she realized she cut off her ear to disappear both her and the body without someone looking. Lol, that sounds like you watch a lot of true crime dramas and maybe need to calm down. Can I turn on the power yet? You're really gonna tell me this house did like 6 weird extra floor add-ons onto the side before they finished the basement? Whatever. Sven. I gotta watch out for table saws. My dad's neighbor nearly lost his thumb on a table saw.
The basement was off limits. Unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Oh. Tetanus shots build character. His plans for the... I forgot. Was Sven the one who died trying to build a dragon bridge?
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
A water heater. Let's go. Does it still work? It's not strapped with... It's not strapped with the air crew... Wait, no, that's not a... That's just a punching bag. You tricked me. Where's the water heater then? Hold on. Water heater. There it is. Let's see here. No actual plumbing attached to it, so I guess it heats the water and then transmit it via Bluetooth. Opportunity heating. Oh dear. Slide, dragon slide. There's no blood in the music box as a tune. I bet that's how Barbara died. Yeah, he built the slide. Gray got so excited, then so disappointed. Gray should make a second channel judging in-game plumbing. I would love to. If there was enough in-game...
Maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
It's dark in here.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Walter. Oh, Walter was like hiding out in the basement? 2005? My theory is Barbara was the one who slipped on the skate and fell to her death. Oh.
I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
30 years now?
Having
Why?
a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
1976.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Okay. My theory is Barbara was when he was living in the skate and fell to her death. It makes more sense than the conspiracy theory, says Lala. Got 3 fourth place prizes on the jumbo cactpot, says Lala. Wow.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
So why is Walter down in here?
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
What? Why is he down here? Why are you going more down? Walter has some severe trauma. His family apparently has this for dying horribly and he doesn't want to, probably. You got cereal down here. And tomato ketchup.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
Oh, it's his waste pit.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
This happens to be on the other side of a...
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day.
You're gonna get hit by such a
I
train.
can already imagine the sun on my face.
Yeah.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
How does this place have power? Nothing upstairs did.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Narrator voice. He wasn't ready. Based on his wood portrait, he outlived most of his siblings. Hashtag just prepper stuff. Oh.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Wait, why? Why'd you back up? Go. I don't understand, like, the controls are kind of strange. Like, right now I'm hitting the up arrow key in order to make her go down. Which is not...
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house,
it is
I can
kind of
only imagine what else she was hiding.
Wait, so... Walter, if Walter is an uncle, that means that this was her mother's brother,
I don't want to
right?
make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2,
Ah.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else.
So she might be pregnant.
But now I'm
even.
worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Kind of a weird thing to make a monument of, like, a train and a truck. Also, this island seems to be sinking, if I had to guess. Falling apart. Pregnant, even.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
You're going down, you're going forwards as well. In the book, it's Molly, Sam, Calvin, Barbara, and Walter. Molly, Sam, Calvin, Barbara. Wait, let me... Yes, I mean, so Walter did live the longest, to be fair. Sam and Kay. Wait. So Walter was... No, so great-grandma. So this was a great-uncle. Gotcha. Great-uncle Walter. Okay, I'm caught up now.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
She's totally pregnant.
And the history you're a part of.
I guess I can't dramatically walk into the ocean without a word. Yeah, so Don's uncle.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
This is reading her journal, and we just don't have a great feeling about
I
this.
think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Oh, do you think... Wait a minute, hold on. Let's think about this again. You know what? I think somebody might have a point. So this probably is Edith we're playing as right now, but maybe the character we saw at the beginning wasn't even Edith. That might actually be the Babu. Perhaps, perchance even. That is a fair guesstimation of the situation. That it was her kid maybe in the beginning. Yeah, I think that might be some good instincts, Lala.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh, are we going out to the cemetery? No, we are going to the cemetery now. The kid in the beginning had a broken arm, but Edith does
It's embarrassing for me
not.
to admit this, but the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one.
Yo, pet
3
cemeteries
of the
are...
gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Oh no. Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. No, not Derpy Jr. See, it seems like the pets generally had a better run of it than the humans. Gotta say, not Christopher the gerbil. Or that was the goldfish, Molly's goldfish. He died the same year she did. No. What was the gerbil's name? I wonder... Oh well.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Is it even legal to have, like, family cemeteries now? Molly Finch. Died December 13th, 19... Oh, she just barely turned 10. Turned into a cat angel. Calvin Finch. Sven and Edie. December 5th, 2010. I guess Edie must have liked books. Walter. What a weird symbol for Walters. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. It's just like a little guy inside that hole. Barbara. Born October, died October. That's rough. Yeah, when your birthday's Halloween, you really are gonna die in a slasher film.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
He's sinking with the house. Yeah, at first we thought it was the same person, but just now in the past, now we're thinking it's probably two different people. Hatun says Edie had bird cages in her room. Mel says maybe so you can see the light through the tunnel, like coming out of his basement dwelling. Yeah, that's fascinating.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh, wow. So that is their original house that he tried to bring over. Can I zoom? Oh, there it is.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
I feel like the wood would have rotted by now. Saltwater's weird stuff to wood, says Lala. Maybe he's just... Okay. It's possible. We'll never really know for sure, I suppose.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gus and Gregory. Yeah, so Sam outlived both of them. Also, this is implying that, like, we're walking on top of their gravestones, basically. Milton, 92. And I guess they don't really know when or if he died, because he just went missing. Sanjay Kumar, 2002. He's the only one that's not a...
She lost two of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Lewis Finch. Who's Sanjay? Oh, is that maybe her dad?
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Fair. We still don't know what happened to Lewis or Milton yet, I guess. Buried
There's
vertically.
So many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
So it looks like only one child survives, as a tune. That seems to be the theme, is that out of every family, like, one Finch makes it.
But looking back
usually
on it now,
the daughter, but not always. Looking back on it now. Yeah, tell me those plates have stayed here for 7 years. Bull honky.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Ah, the clarity. Walk on that glass. Oh, there's a ladder. Fine. Take the ladder.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Well, this is understandable. Bro, you never get me on a roof normally, let alone when I was pregnant. You know, Lolly, you're the only person that's qualified to say what is or isn't to be done while pregnant, so we have to acquiesce to your knowledge on that one.
They were both pretty intense.
I mean, I hope he wrestled that bear to death with his bare hands.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Oh yeah, Sam was... So his brother...
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Yeah, because Calvin was his brother, his twin, that died. K. K. Finch. So K left, apparently. Let's see what this letter be about. 1983, huh? Curse makes the Finches reckless. Man, even if I think I'm cursed to death, if I was pregnant, I'd try to be more careful anyway. Probably wouldn't leave the house or something. Turn into Walter. Photo!
Dawn,
Nope.
I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Oh, he's camping with Dawn.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Can I... Oh, I have to take a picture.
Not quite.
How do I... Oh.
What?
Perfect.
Dawn likes reading,
It's
too.
gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Oh, I like that... Like, he's just a rail shooter.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
This
I'm gonna
is
take some
actually really
pictures,
clever.
okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Am I taking the pictures as Dawn, maybe? I don't know. There's nothing else to picture.
Definitely should
Oh, there
not
it is.
have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take...
Hey!
That's a keeper.
That's what we wanted.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
There's all death flashbacks. I'm sure this is gonna
Last
be
time I
what
was
you
with my
won't forget
brother
with their dad.
Calvin.
Crazy no eye for photography.
Man, that was a great trip.
I have a great eye for photography. What are you talking about?
Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Yes.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Every dad should take their 10-year-old child shooting. That's always a safe, happy pastime.
Do I have to do this?
Potentially.
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Wow, that's a keeper. Oh, yeah. That's...
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, I have to... Oh, that's...
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Oh, geez, I had a timer going. I see.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
sick.
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh, there's a keeper. Phew.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
So, like, how the heck did Dawn get back home? If that's what went down. Feels like that would have, affected some things. No, wait, a secret. I see you, door. Oh, that's interesting. She's traumatized. Who printed the photos, though? That must have been Edie. Edie was like, oh, we gotta print the camera. Gotta print all these great photos. Your father died getting them, you know. Meal ready to Edie was ready.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
So, who puts windows, like, in an attic space? It seems like that's kind of not smart. Finch control. Oh, this is where Calvin was hanging out. Gregory. Oh, no, not Gregory. Is this just like the baby unit? Dawn, Gus.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Well, I'm gonna read Gregory first, I guess. A divorce contract. That's a...
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh, well, this is...
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
This duck is following me.
Bath time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Oh, that's...
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Yes.
I wonder what he saw.
We're gonna get these ducks. We did it.
What his world was like. You reminded me so much of Calvin.
Oh, this
Lost in his
is
imagination.
this is Sam talking.
Whatever it was he saw.
Gonna get these letters. Get it. Oh, I'm gonna get that G. I must the G. Yes. Hey, it was an achievement. We did it, apparently. What am I supposed to do now? Oh. Am I trying to... Oh, I'm trying to get the whale, maybe?
It sure made him happy.
Now what? Why'd she close the shower door? Probably more worried about her coral carpet there, child. Yeah, what am I... Am I trying to, like, jump the whale? Oh, I am trying to jump the whale. What is my goal here? I like how the game finals like, you idiot, you're trying to do this. I see.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
He's a Babbins. What's he gonna hear? So... Oh dear.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Oh dear.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
Is this gonna... No, well, of course not. Why would it?
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
If I had to guess, this did not work.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
So that's what happened there. So, I guess Kay is still alive, maybe? We know Sanjay died, because we saw his tombstone. But Kay maybe divorced and left? So that could also be a reference to the comic, because Because, this, in this journal reading, we're talking about how there's, like, only one Finch left, or maybe two. Which also could be a reference to, perhaps, the child. If Edith is Preganan aunt. A poem for Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Uh-oh.
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
I will say his part of the game. He's a baby. He didn't know nothing for the tune. Yeah, that's pretty wild, like, because they make you play out the scene, like, where they died. Your spouse left your kid in the tub and they drowned. Okay, how many people would be able to work through it? Yeah. That would be a tough one. Oh, that's clever. This does once again remind me how much I want to play, wait.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
That's right, because Gus had, like, the mohawk. He was all being an angsty teen. But I do, and maybe we will play this one soon, but I really want to play Among the Sleep.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I remember.
Because Among the Sleep is a game where it's a horror game where you play as a very young child, and I think I mentioned it before in a different stream. But it's a very, very cool game, very unique. Where am I? That is really good at flying kites, by the way. I don't know where I'm trying to... I don't see the next bunch of words. Oh, we did see this. Oh, there it is. That was silly.
When the
We
time
did see
for
that.
photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling
The
about
wind
flying.
picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Oh. Great for
Rain
flying
came down
kites.
in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Yes, I mean, this is... Because, like, we walked through this stuff, actually, earlier, now that I think about it.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Good job, Sam. Oh. No, Sir Goodsworth, how could you?
I wish that I could truly
Oh,
say I
yikes.
thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Hi, Goodsworth, by the way.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Well... Gus says yellow. June says, that totem pole looked like it fell on Gus. Oh, is that what happened? I didn't quite get the full context, but that sounds about correct. But hey, Goodsworth, we're playing a game that's probably inspired by the Gashly Crumb Tinies. If you don't know what that is, it was a picture book about all the different ways that children can die. 'Cause that seems to... It's a... I don't know, 'cause we're exploring this house and we're learning about all these different people that died in the family. And a lot of them died pretty young. Raise flag, breakfast, quiet time. Sweep trash, mop, mow yard. Greg, be a baby. Yeah, so I mean, they talked about how like Sam, their dad, was like a pretty strict, kind of rigorous parent. He was in the army. And Gus was a bit, I guess, kind of a rebellious teen. Gregory died a little on the young side. Dawn made it for a while. I haven't seen what happened to Dawn yet. Maybe Dawn's doing good. This really does involve
My
a
mom
lot of...
moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
It's pretty fair.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Really is doing a lot of climbing for a pregnant lady. This is okay. The ABC of death, if you will, says Goodsworth. Dawn is Edith's mother, says Hatun. This is correct. Also, Goodsworth, how you doing? This has been a very interesting game.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay. That's why he had a different name. Makes sense. Seems to have liked India pretty okay. Call mom and grandma once a week. Oh, she has like a fire pole to get down quickly. That's what that was. Well, I don't need to take the fire pole right now. Wait, hold on. But I wanted to click just to see what it was. I have to climb all the way back. Oh. Alright, I guess we're... Edith is also 17. This is correct. Lala says, I mean, Dawn is dead, but Edith keeps talking about how she wishes her mom had told her stuff that she could ask her stuff. Well, I mean, we know that Dawn isn't going to be in Rush Hour 3. But we haven't heard all the deets yet.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Neat.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Pretty fair. Pretty fair.
Lewis was born a year later.
It's a year after.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Yeah.
And to see kids in the house again.
Sure. Milton, Edith, Lewis. Lewis was organized and grew useful things. Milton did his best. Actually, he was drawing terrifying shadow images on pots. That's concerning. Tomatoes, maybe? Little fishing guy? I think Edith was just goofing around. Not trying to grow serious veggies at all. Dawn was doing stuff. Trying.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Family history. Fact or fiction? So they did homeschool. Everyone knows that when you're homeschooled, you end up with a super well-adjusted child or adult. Lewis rules. Dawn is gone, says Lala. Married and a baby. A year later, same thing happened to me. Lol, my kid's birthday is a week after our anniversary. Maybe TMI, but I think it's funny timing. You know.
It didn't last.
It didn't last. Not the happiness. Or the normality. Odin Finch. The curse. They got a little crosso. Relief efforts end in disaster. That's how Sanjay died. I'm not sure if we're going to get, like, detailed stories for, like, every single family member.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
That's a heckin' gift. Wish I could have gotten one of thems.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Oh, wait, was I able to have peered into the rooms of people's before? And I did not? Well, she made that comment about how, like, she had drilled peepholes in every single room. Well, I need to... Let me back up and go back to the castle. I think I may have tried to skip something. Hatoon says yes. Well, Hatoon, why didn't you tell me? I can't believe you would deny me this secret knowledge. Milton.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
So what do y'all think? Is Milton still amongst us? Or amount us? Apparently I can sneak in through the window, so I guess let's go check it out. Oops, wait. Kind of feels like this wouldn't have had very adequate heating out here. This feels like it would have been very cold in the winter.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Sure. How? The magic
Milton
paintbrush.
Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Because I showed up late, that's why. It's weird that watching this makes me want to play Infer. It's a cool game, it's strange, this reminds me of it. So Northwest most would be just a lot of rain. I guess that's fair. It's like magic. I have to like slide the mouse to make it move, so it's kind of interesting. So maybe he...
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Eternal darkness. Well, that's just great.
Hey, Lala. So Milton really did just, like, vanish, and they don't know what happened, huh? Like, he has, like, a little short story about how he stepped into a magic door and left forever.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
My glasses! I can't see without my glasses!
Good work, not the glasses. Looks like Gray's... Ah! Where'd my camera go? Speaking of magic, This shares similar to another game by the same devs called The Magic Swan. Ah. Perhaps a referenzo. Hold on me. Where did my camera go? Let me see. My camera... My phone died. Why wasn't it charging? Oh, you're charging now, huh? Okay, just a moment. How is everyone doing tonight, by the way? Gray's affected by the curse. There's no such thing, Hatun.
Hey there, demons. It's me, your boy.
It just says oof. That's actually kind of crazy. It just... It's not even... Okay, hold on. We're gonna... Just a moment. I'm just gonna see if I can get this to... If I can get the camera to work in the next couple of seconds, then we'll do it, but... If not, then maybe not, you know? Maybe? We'll see if it dies again. I don't know why it decided it suddenly had no ability to charge when it was plugged in the whole time. Dude, the Larry is crazy efficient. I started using your webcams as Lala. So, from Black then it all disappeared. The tune says my eyes. What about your eyes? So pale. You're pale. It's so rude. Asking how I was mostly fine, feeling a bit sick, and the temp decided to drop to -10. Oof. That is chilly. But no, yeah, so I was using a webcam, but then I realized that my phone camera literally has higher resolution. And so I was like, well, I may as well keep using my phone then. So I've got it set up so it's connected up to OBS, my streaming software. And it looks pretty decent. Like, the biggest thing is it looks better in low light. It's like I can do these like kind of moody, spooky kind of games. And I like, what's the word? I can have, basically I can have a low light stream so it looks fine. Is I guess what I was trying to say. And Goodrus, I'm glad to hear that you're doing mostly okay. Also, isn't it kind of strange how the only... Like, because, like, Milton was her brother. Like, it's weird that he's the most, like, abstract looking. But whatever. It's fine. So he painted a magic door and left. Quite frankly, Milton might be the one that...
had found in the house. Mom didn't want it getting out.
Whatever Milton had found? That's so... Are we gonna, like, come across Milton's dead murdered corpse? Is that what we're hearing? Can I... There we go.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself.
What for?
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
And everything worked out for the best, I'm sure. Sneaky. I want to live in a boat room. How'd they get this boat up here? Kind of a small room, but, you know.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Legalized marijuana. Do you think this guy might have liked marijuana? Was an artist. Maybe she was also trying to be artistic about it. Things are all over the house, so he found all the passages. Oh. Good luck on this part of the game, says the tune. How did they build half of this? I'm telling you, it's like Hello Neighbor. You got a Wonderland Turbo. Hell yeah. And a Vis. And a snack, maybe. Okay, so there's that. I gotta play a Lewis video game, probably. Oh, wait, no, I don't.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Hello, little gnome.
wander.
Oh, I'm...
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small.
This is interesting.
Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
Sure do love all this fish cutting.
Then something moved.
Oh, don't do that.
Bats. And toads.
Guess I have to go up through here.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
This is so weird.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
It's like... Oh.
But he found something more.
Oh, this is getting a little more elaborate.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
What's the worst that could happen?
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
It's always great when people...
I even encouraged him.
He's getting really high-budget daydreams going on.
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
That's a little more strange, but okay.
On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
They're
Then
great.
he made musicians.
They're great. Louis, you're doing good stuff here, guy. Everyone loves me. Look at how popular I am.
And songs for them to play.
Yay! This is wonderful. Nothing could go wrong with it. I'm getting really distracted trying to play the fish
talked
game
about
while I'm also
starting a
playing the
band.
game.
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Until it was too strong.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination.
It just occurred to him.
So he could do whatever he wished.
Oh, wait, no, come back. I'm starting to see the problem
He
here.
held an election for mayor.
The imagination is literally running wild and making it harder and harder to work slowly but surely.
And he won.
I won, Mayor! Let's go, Louis.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh, dear.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Yeah, New Louisville.
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality.
I'm not sure what the...
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Oh, she's just there trying to talk to him. And he can't even... Oh, dear. Yeah, I can still kind of, like, just barely see her.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Oh, boy, what does Louis want? A beautiful prince or a handsome queen? Your Ray's dream come to life. Going for a handsome queen. That's fascinating. You can, like, kind of choose for Louis there. It's a nice little touch.
The queen was on her own quest for...
Sinister serpents, let's go!
Sinister serpents.
Yes.
He followed the sound of her...
Electric guitar!
electric sitar.
Oh, sitar. I misread. I wouldn't have gone for a sitar, but oh well. I think I messed up on the serpents. I didn't kill all of them.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
I'm doing real good at this game. I'm definitely going to chop off my
He
own
knew
hand.
the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
How do they build half of this? It's worth not bats. I just kind of sound like the narrative from the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring. I don't know. I think this might be representative of maladaptive daydreaming. This is Gray's dream come to life. Starting to. Just the hand, huh? Says Lala. It's gonna be fine. What could be wrong with this?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
I mean, to be fair, Lewis is doing great. Like, why would you want to not be the guy
My
climbing?
imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
I mean, there is something to that, to be fair. I gotta say, working at a cannery sounds like it would be pretty
Began to forget
mind-numbing.
the world we know.
Because Lewis blamed himself for
I
Milton's
think it pained
disappearance.
him to
Sounds so
remember
smelly.
Lewis, the cannery worker.
Oh my... Uh-oh. My imagination's catching up with
Began
me.
to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Doing good work there, Lewis. You're not doing good work there, Lewis.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Oh, everyone likes me. I'm so popular. This is a way better version of reality. Why wouldn't I want this one?
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Great. Everyone loves me. Why wouldn't I love this? I found my handsome queen. Let's go.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
What's the wise Calico's named Molly? The cat is named Molly, says the too.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
I can't help but feel like this is a trap. But she is such a handsome queen. Hey, nice armor.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Oh no, I didn't miss my chance to talk about video
Lewis
games.
and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
That seems kind of in poor taste now. Okay, well wait, there's a way... Wait a minute. Wait, is this gonna
On the
go?
way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
I could have just skipped it. Oh, I couldn't have gone this way, actually. There. Okay, I see.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
This is such an incredibly unsafe place for a kid's bedroom. Like, presuming Edith was, like, upwards of 11 years old.
But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Sanjay Kumar. He was. Oh, so he did die in that. There's that newspaper about, like, how there's like a disaster during the disaster cleanup, and so he probably died during that event. Oh God, you have called your servants adventures of which we cannot see the ending, but by paths as yet untrodden, through perils unknown. Give us faith to go out with good courage, not knowing where we go, but only that your hand is leading us and your love is supporting us. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. To teach and to learn. 7 ways to create a fulfilling classroom. Dawn Finch. Yeah, so she totally homeschooled us. Which I feel like...
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
If all the Finches were homeschooled, I have a sneaking suspicion about what may have gone wrong here.
Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Have I gotten every answer? I guess I have. I've seen everybody except for Edie and Sven, technically. But I guess I never really got to see Sven or Sanjay in any capacity. Oh, now you care about OSHA violations, says the dude. Yeah, pretty cool setup. He died a lot, then once and for all. What a way to be a king, says the tune. Edith. Ah, this is where Edith tells her story.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Chinese.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The grown-ups do have to argue now.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Ooh, secrets.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
So even in that moment, she admits that she does believe Milton is dead.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches by Edith Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Okay.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
I believe it.
I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh, that'll happen. At least that's what pushed on to believe that even Nilton's probably dead.
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Like really confused deer being like, what's all this extra ground doing here? That's not normal.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Oh, like literally all the old pieces of the house that are still...
Or maybe I came back to them.
She probably would have been like in her 60s or 70s.
Explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Oh, that's fancy.
My mom didn't like to talk about it,
Sure.
but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
But wherefore?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
I don't...
This journal was supposed to be for you.
I don't love this.
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now,
I don't like the artistic representation.
things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Edith. Kind of a lot to put on a random kid, you know? On the other side, he does own a house now. Oh, that's the end? For Shirley Dallas, 1948-2013. So Edith died when she was about 18 then. I got an achievement, finish all stories. I guess that's it. Dude says, told you it's a short game. Only move that house is a death trap, says Goodsworth. I says, who is the dad? Who raised the child? Dude says, Bush Gray. She may have died in childbirth too, says Satun. That seems to be the implication, or at least she died. I mean, it must have been like, if not during childbirth, it was very shortly after, because she was 17 when she went back to the house, and she was 22 weeks pregnant. She's 18 by the time she gives birth, but she's still 18 when she's dead. It's like, if she survived childbirth, she did not make it much past it. But then the kid who's going to the grave looks like he's at least 10 years old. Like, it's hard to say exactly how old he is. Thanks, Johan. See Johan's name in the ending credits. Great. We saw Johan. Apparently that's an achievement. I guess it'd just be like, hey, you watched enough of the credits to count. I guess, like, all pictures of the devs as, like, kids. It's a nice little touch. Also, gotta watch out for that postpartum hemorrhaging. Yeah, it'll get you. That sneaks up on you, you know. I don't actually know anything about that, but dreadful stories. It's really interesting how we, like, some of the stories we have, like, a really definitive, like, we know what happened. And others are, like, so abstract that we don't even really know. Like, it's kind of interesting. Because, like, we don't really know what happened to Barbara. Like, we can kind of guess, but we don't know. Like, we don't really ever know what happens. We don't have a clue what happens to Milton. Unless there's, like, maybe, like, Easter eggs you can, like, pay attention to that maybe indicate maybe something happening. But yeah, there's, like, a lot of kind of... Like, some of them are very definitive, but... I don't know, it's a really different kind of game, I gotta say. Because I kind of feel sad now. Pretty sure Edie has a hand in the stories. Edith's son's name is Christopher. Edith's son's name is Christopher? Oh, is it? Where does it say that ever? Christopher was the name of Molly's goldfish. Why would she pick that of all the things? Man. In love and memory, Louis Finch. Edith Finch team. The end. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Okay. So I can just click on anybody to replay the story, I guess. There's Dawn. I guess we never really saw her draw in Dawn, so it's nice to see Dawn drawn in. But Gus and Gregory... And she was the oldest of them, too. That's interesting. But Kay divorces Sam and leaves, so Kay may still be alive somewhere, potentially. We don't really know that either. It's interesting that, like, Walter is apparently living deep down inside the bowels of the house. Man, yeah, it's really interesting. And I guess we did get a chronological order of... Well, actually, no, we actually didn't get the deaths chronologically even, now that I think about it. Because we saw Calvin's before we saw Barbara's, right? So by the time Calvin dies, Barbara's already been dead for a year. And Molly was dead before Calvin was even born. It's just fascinating they put all these timelines together. Sorry, I had a sneeze. Looks like they're look if they're gonna name a cat after a kid, why not name a kid after a fish? Says Lala. Why did Dawn name the cat Molly? Yeah, I think Edie is the reason the curse is even a thing. Right. I mean, Edie definitely is a storyteller, and she's also part of that generation of people who are like, I don't know, like she's probably part of that very last generation where like death was like such a regular thing. Like, death has become an increasingly rare thing, weirdly enough, in modern society. Where, like, you know, in the 1800s and earlier, like, I mean, people dying at young ages or dying often like this in families, like, was kind of just the norm. And, like, it's really only last, like, you know, 50, 60 years where, like, that's stopped becoming such a normal thing to have death in family, you know, semi-frequently. But I don't know, that was a good game. In the story Sam wrote, he talks about how they decided not to be afraid after Barbara's death. That's true. Oh, that's right. When he was talking about Calvin after what happened to Barbara, that's right. And really, I think, because if I remember right, Calvin died in the early part of 1961, so it was really only a few months after Barbara died. But so that's why her brother killed himself accidentally to be brave and go for the 360 swing, presumably. Right, yeah. That's right, because Sam had told him like the 360 swing was impossible, so Calvin was going to prove him wrong. Walter would have been... Yes, it's interesting because that means that Sam and Dawn were living in the house Like, you know. And, like, Walter was there the whole time. I wonder, like, because Sam must have known. Dawn ought to have known. But then Edith never knew until they found out Walter was dead. I don't know, it's just interesting. It's like interesting to piece it all together, like kind of afterwards, and think about it. But we're over here now. Also, is presumably, but yeah. Anyway, no, that was a really good game. I liked that a lot, honestly. Like, it was very, like, I wasn't entirely sure what to expect of it. Like, I knew it was gonna be like mostly like a walking simulator. I said like. That's really what it was. Like, we didn't really have, like, any puzzles so much. Like, it was just kind of, like, clicking on things, interacting with stuff, and just, like, getting more and more of the story, like, fed to you piece by piece. Unless they found out after he died, says the tune. I mean, maybe. Well, it's like, because Edie definitely knew Walter was there. I guess, well, that's actually interesting because does that mean that when Sam died, did Walter not go to the funeral? Or, like, to any of the funerals of the other people that died before he did? Because Milton actually disappears while Walter is still alive, even. I don't know. Anyway. I think that'll be it for the game tonight, I guess. So, I don't think Walter even knew they had died. Maybe not. Well, it's like, I don't know. Was he just, like, completely cut off down there? Like, completely just, like, Edie just occasionally sending down food and just not talking to him at all? Like, that's kind of a question mark. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's it for tonight. Thanks everyone for coming to hang out and play this I don't know, different kind of game. Walter also presumably only ate canned peaches. I mean, that seems to have been like the running joke of like the timeline passing. There were other foods down there. And I can't help but... Who would dare make me read? Lala. How could you? So rude. Attune says you're welcome. No, yeah, this was a decent choice, Attune. You are allowed to have an opinion for one more stream. We'll see if you lose that privilege, but at least for now, you're allowed to say things and think things. But yeah, so I don't know, good game, fun stuff. I guess we need to figure out what we're gonna be doing for our next. Gray now has a lot of time to read, says Attune. So yeah, sure. But yeah, I guess we got to figure out what we're gonna do for our next game on the channel. All those One Piece chapters. No, I caught up on One Piece actually. Well, I guess I'm 3 chapters behind now. But I am all caught up, or was. I'm deep into Marineford arc. Things are going super well. Sorry, I'm getting tired and sleepy. Yeah, so One Piece is pretty decent. It's okay. Not a lot of Usopp in recent chapters, which is disappointing. Unless you felt the urge to read chapters without being forced to. It depends. Like, I'm definitely like more willing to read more chapters right now. But it's also like, I don't know. I get distracted so easily that I can end up forgetting to read things for a while. Like, now that I think about it, because like I mentioned like I started reading Hikaru no Go, and I'm just realizing that I haven't read any Hikaru no Go for like 3 weeks. So like I know I get really easily distracted when I'm like in the middle of things. Like I can walk away from something like mid game or mid story and just like completely forget about it. I don't know. I don't know if that's a special skill or a problem, but I do like One Piece. I'm interested in learning more, and having the chapters forced upon me is a good way to encourage me to keep at it pretty regularly. So that's been good. Unless I can understand that wanting to do something, just not doing it for some reason. iTunes says, "Oh, we know," not because you don't want to, just because you don't. It says a lot. It kind of is what that is too. Is like because I've got a long list of things I've been like meaning to do, and it's not that like I'm just like sitting around doing nothing. It's just like I'm constantly just like doing whatever else, and I just get distracted and forget about things. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, there was that game I was playing that I stopped playing, 3/4 into the game 7 months ago. Oops. I'll have to restart from the beginning now because I've already forgot what all happened. Like I'm just thinking about that actually. There is a game that I was probably halfway through and I got distracted. Then I restarted it, got to the same exact point, and now it's been like 3 months since I stopped again. And I'm like, gosh dang it. And get back to the game. And actually finish it. But anyway. So yeah, we'll figure out what we'll do for the next stream. I guess if people have suggestions, I'm always open to suggestions. You can, post them here. You can post them in the Discord. I've got a couple ideas, and maybe I think I promised this last time, but I'm going to put up a poll to get people's opinions. Because I've got a couple ideas, because we could continue the Silent Hill games. We could start up like a different kind of longer form horror game. There's plenty of them out there. We could also just like kind of chill and just kind of play these sort of like one-off kind of horror games for streams, just games that are like 4 hours or less and just play them till we're done for the stream, and that's an option. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So let me actually hold on. There we go. Flawless. Okay. Lala says I'm just here. Good job, Lala. We're proud of you. We're glad that you could make it. Anyway. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming to hang out for the stream tonight. This wasn't exactly like a scary game, but like it's definitely like a very moody, introspective kind of just story game, which is really, I don't know, it was good. It was fun. Well, fun. Not sure if fun's the right word, but like it was a good experience for sure. So I liked this. This is actually like, I guess just a quick last thing. Like this game was a really good example of how I like to see, I guess, death portrayed in fiction. Because like everything felt so significant and meaningful, right? Well, it's a pretty solid game, as you would say. Pretty solid. But like, I don't know, I like, because this game takes the time to really like kind of live in the death, which is kind of a weird sentence to say. And I think that's it's a healthier way to do it. Gray could play the cat game, Stray. I heard about the cat game. I think I'd probably, if I were to play that one, I would definitely be playing it on Twitch, because I don't think it's a horror game. I mean, granted, this one wasn't really either. You could kind of argue this a gloomy, somber kind of game, but I tried to see if I got too anxious about the cat dying, so I couldn't. I'm sure the cat's doing fine. Although, why would you even be worried? I'm sure everything works out great for the kitty. Unless something happens in that game that I don't know about. I literally know nothing about Stray. The only thing I know about Stray is that everybody was playing it like 2 years ago. Like, everyone was playing it on YouTube, and probably Twitch, I presume. But I never really looked into it. I think I technically have access to that game on Game Pass, but that'd probably be something I'd play on Twitch, because I assume it's not a horror game. But I could. It's a possibility. If you do something wrong, the player can die, and I don't like that, says Lol. Because I like cats. I see. Lol is okay with humans dying. But if a kitty gets the bad end. What happens to Molly, by the way? Do they leave Molly with Edie, and Molly just gets abandoned and left to an empty house? Because it didn't really say that they packed up Edie and brought, or packed up Molly and brought her with them. So what happened to the cat? What happens to Molly? Gray doesn't like cats using her. Cats are fine. I don't hate cats. I just can't be around them because they kill me quickly. I'd have to be on so many allergy shots to not die in their presence. So I don't really have cats around much. Molly most likely passed away or became feral in the wilderness. What a story for Molly. But anyway, sorry, I was just closing the game. But alrighty, I think that'll be it for today. Thanks everyone for coming to hang out. Yeah, I'll see if I can post up something for tomorrow. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks again. So, I think there will be a stream tomorrow. Maybe we'll have that be our unboxing of Larry, and then maybe I'll find like another kind of game to play along with the Larry unboxing. Because I don't think it'll take 4 hours to unbox Larry. I hope not. I hope there's not that many layers. But so we'll probably do that tomorrow, and then we'll figure out what the future holds from there. So I hope y'all have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you another evening. So, all right, bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye.